Hello? Hello? I think it works. The equalizer says it works now. I think it works now. So quiet. Hello? Hello? Am I still so quiet? Am I still so quiet? I can turn it up a bit. There, the microphone is up now. It's louder. It's loud time. Time for the loudest of microphones. Hello. Hi. I say this every week. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. I literally the last month and a half I've just been falling asleep on the couch every day. Every single day. Like a couple hours after I wake up. It's getting concerning. Hi, welcome to the long haul. Friends, enemies, past romantic partners, and future nemesis, welcome to the long haul. It's a celebration of simulation. My name is Siobhan. Whatever you pick your poison. Today we're playing Power Wash Simulator because I'm so sleepy and playing vehicle games not Ghost Runner, Snow Runner, very different game, and train simulators and stuff like that is really difficult when you're super duper sleepy. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be doing that today. So we're doing more of this game. We're gonna clean this bathroom. Um, a lot of folks have asked me recently, Clem, why the heck you buy a huge abandoned washroom when you only ever need it 6 to 8 times a day? I'll tell you, I'm gonna convert it into Muckingham's premier nightclub. Youngins crave novelty, right? And I can tell you, ain't no one around here experienced acoustics like you can get in this place. I can tell you that. Anyhow, I'm a bit of a germaphobe myself, so I only got as far as taking the cubicle doors off. If you could blast the place, and I can see what I'm playing with. All right, it's time to clean a bathroom. How y'all doing? Whoa, it's gross. It's immediately gross. So here's what I'm thinking for the nightclub conversion. Line of glitter balls leads you in through the entry tunnel, shining light out of every corner of every angle and every face. Get y'all discombobulated but excited. That's cool. Your coworker gave you a bunch of gummy worms? Hell yeah. Oh, I want gummy worms. No one gave me any gummy worms today. Oh man. um I have been up to writing so many things this week. And it's all, I keep talking about the stuff that's for RPGs, which makes it really hard to actually like talk about. It's all for that. And a lot of it's basically fan fiction where my OC is the chosen one in the Wheel of Time world, because that's literally the game that we're playing. We're doing like a retelling of Wheel of Time but with our own characters. So, a little tough to talk about. But honestly, I think I've been doing some of the best dramatic character writing of my goddamn life lately. It's gotten me excited for writing things again in like a way that I'm actually experiencing joy while I'm writing it and not just when I'm done. Which is a thing that I don't think I've felt in a long time, honestly. Proud of me, thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully be able to put some of that energy into writing my stuff for the Cable 2 shows that I was hoping to launch, a month or two ago. Lots of writing to do for those. Just kind of the nature of the beast. I'm very excited to eventually do this wrestling show I keep kind of teasing. Sort of a love letter to, wrestling in general. Professional wrestling, not like Olympic wrestling. Although, some Olympic wrestlers do become professional wrestlers, like Kurt Angle. And he did it. That man, I don't know if you've heard, but that man, he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. That's sort of a inside baseball joke. It's an inside wrestling joke. When you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. Listen, normally, when you get into the ring with another wrestler, you got about a 50-50 chance of winning. But me, I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So I've got about a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning. Um, Fuck, man, I don't know Steiner math offhand. Oh man, I gotta look that whole thing up now. Sorry. Sorry, gotta look it up. Here we go. You know they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe and you see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning, but I'm a genetic freak and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. Then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and 1/3 chance of winning, but I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even gonna try. So Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we was to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got a 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. Fucking one of the promos of all time, honestly. I think he says Senior Joe, but the transcript I was reading there says C Joe. I think he says Senior Joe though, which is a weird thing to say to Samoa Joe. I don't know. Scott Steiner mumbled his way through every sentence he's ever spoken in his goddamn life. So it's impossible to know what he actually said. Everyone loves Steiner math. It's one of the promos of all time. Truly, like, absolute classic of the genre. Like, to me when I think of good wrestling promos, it's Steiner math, it's the cream of the crop, it's this is my house now, or this is my yard now. This is my yard now is fucking brilliant. I guess that's not really a promo, that was like an in-ring speech, but still. I mean, you could say a lot about how awful The Rock was. As far as, like, you know, making homophobic jokes and being weird about everything in a way that is, like, not fun. Like, you could say a lot about The Rock's career in terms of that. But on the other hand, the Little Billy, the Little Billy promo where he's telling badass Billy Gunn how he's gonna lose this match. Fucking incredible. Fucking the entire thing, the entire promo there where he's like giving this back and forth speech between badass Billy Gunn and God. Oh my god, it's a raid. Hello. It's a raid. Hello, ACP Network. How are you doing today? I'm talking about wrestling. Welcome to Long Haul. It's the Long Haul, baby. Wrestling, yes. So like this whole promo is like The Rock is reenacting a speech, like a prayer that Billy Gunn is giving to God, and God talking back to him, and the line is basically like God is talking down to him, and he says, like, I don't have it in front of me, like I'm not gonna pull it up, but he says, like, now Jimmy, and he looks up and he says, my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is. That shit right there. Like, you could say a lot about The Rock's career and like how he sort of built his entire persona on the back of a lot of like horrible things to say to people that like he would definitely be canceled for today, kind of thing. But god damn, was he good at giving a speech. I don't know if he still is. He probably still is. I mean, he's an actor now. But he's wrestling again a little bit, I think. Like, I think he's on the board of WWE again now that Vince McMahon's gone. I'm not going to talk about the Vince McMahon situation. We'll just move on from that. He does still give a good speech. Hell yeah, good for him. So how you doing, ACP Network? What are you up to today? How you feeling? Oh, Arby's making a yogurt parfait in honor of the long haul. Hey, you want to know something messed up? I didn't make a coffee for the long haul.
Bumper car area confirmed.
All I've got here is water. I didn't even make a coffee. I don't even have a coffee right now. It's, that's so unlike me. Is this a bathhouse? No, it's a straight up bathroom. It's a straight up bathroom. I assume these are supposed to be like where urinals go, or sinks maybe. That must be where sinks go. Well, there's sinks over here though, and they're different style. I don't know. We're cleaning out a bathroom. An abandoned bathroom that hasn't been used in years, apparently, according to the lore. This game, I don't know if you knew it, but this game has lore. Brock's the final boss now. That's cool. Now that Vince is no longer involved with TKO and all that, like, I feel like maybe I can watch wrestling again. Or watch specifically WWE again. I was on and off watching AEW for the last year or so. Very on and off, though. I should really get back into that. You know what rules? Local wrestling. This wrestling looks horrific. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Echo. We're gonna make it look nice. I'm so sorry that you had to see it, though. I heard nothing but good things about WrestleMania, which this is the first time in a long time I feel like I've heard nothing but good things about WrestleMania. How did I even get to wrestling? Yeah, I have a group of friends who I went to a local wrestling show with one time. They bought a ticket for me. They can't afford to always be buying tickets for me, but I at least talk about the local wrestling shows with them. And, like, gotta tell you, Defy in Seattle, fantastic. Indie wrestling's great. I mean, here's the thing. Defy Wrestling brought us Swerve fucking Strickland. Like, he was a big Seattle name. And he's fucking incredible. He is one of the best wrestlers I think I've ever seen. He's one of the best people wrestling right now. Swerve Strickland is awesome. He rules. So, like, you know, walking into my the one Defy show I got to go to, and everyone's yelling, "Whose house? Swerve's house!" Like, goddamn, it's good stuff. Like, I don't actually know where Swerve started necessarily, but I think he, like, got most of his, like, big name reputation in the indies through Defy. As I understand it, Defy's pretty, like, respected. I don't know a whole ton about the indies, but AEW is okay when they're not trying to poke at WWE or injure their own wrestlers. Oh no, have they been getting bad about that stuff? Ugh. Stick to putting on really good tag team matches. The one thing that WWE just refuses to do half the time. If you just put on really good tag team matches, AEW, people will watch. You don't have to snipe at WWE. You could just put on really good tag team matches, frankly. Used to love watching Defy and stuff on Pluto, but they took the wrestling channel away. That sucks. I know Defy had their own little like mini streaming service just for Defy shows for a while, but I don't know if that's still a thing, and I can't afford it even if it does, unfortunately. Sadly, that is the case. Anyway, yeah. So how I got here in the first place, I was talking about all the writing that I'm doing lately. So I'm gonna try to pour some of the creative energy into working on the wrestling themed fiction show that I'm working on that will hopefully be on cable too sometime this year at least. I'm not gonna make any promises because when I make promises about dates and stuff, that's when I stop being able to work on things because there's pressure. As soon as there is any amount of like pressure on something, my brain ceases to be able to. Oh, we found the gnome. There's the gnome. Come on, there we go. Your services are required back at the carnival in order to replace the scales of justice. Enter the main room where each of the sinks is converted into a drinks dispenser. Huh. Once I set a date or talk about something, my brain rejects it. Yeah, exactly. Like, I hope I can do TWO wrestling recaps this year. That is my hope. I'm not making any promises. I'm not setting a date. I already tried to set a date and it didn't work out. But I am excited still about that concept. The whole it's a fictional wrestling league. Magic is real, and we're doing like YouTube video recaps of what happened at the shows, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. There we go. Magic is real is the most important part of that to me because like I love the modern, more grounded style of wrestling stuff, but like there's something very charming to me about bringing the supernatural into it. Like, yeah, of course the Undertaker is like an immortal lich who wrestles now for some reason. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? Of course Bray Wyatt is the leader of a weird cult, or a guy who runs a puppet show but then turns into the Fiend, or, you know, like, of course Kane is a demon and the Undertaker's brother or whatever. Like, I love that stuff. I think that stuff's really fun. And I want to play around with it. I want to play around with it in fiction. That is where my artistic passions have been lying in terms of trying to get together shows for the last probably year at this point. I pitched that show a long time ago. Bray's brother's coming back. Oh, cool. Hey, I heard they didn't put Bray Wyatt into the Hall of Fame this year. What the fuck's up with that? Did they not put Bray Wyatt in the Hall of Fame this year? Like, come on, man. He needs it. If anyone deserves it, it's him. For those who don't know, I don't know how many people here actually care about wrestling. Bray Wyatt is an incredible wrestler who really knows how to work a match, and unfortunately he did pass away this year. Or last year, I guess, in 2023. They made a documentary instead. Okay, I mean, that's acceptable, I guess. Put his dad and uncle. Huh. Fair enough. Can't really fault that, I guess. For anyone who's been watching The Long Haul for a long time, Um, Bray Wyatt is the guy who was wrestling John Cena that one time, because I talked about this match, the Firefly Funhouse match, uh, where he like trapped John Cena in a hell dimension that ran him through the whole history of wrestling. Um, and now that episode I don't think is even on YouTube, like that episode of Long Haul, because I unfortunately played clips from it, and WWE will copyright claim absolutely anything that has any of their shit in it. Long time long hauler here? Hell yeah. I know you are. Quinn, you're the best. TNA had a good run of supernatural type stuff during the pandemic, kind of slid off as of late. Huh. I did not know that... No, wait, I did know that TNA was still around. They just changed their name again, didn't they? They like... What kind of soap am I using right now? Metal cleaner, okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Impact Wrestling. Yeah, that's what it was. Did they change back to total nonstop action, or are they like tits and ass wrestling again? Because I think that was the original thing, right? We were like, this is the sexy wrestling on Spike TV for men. Who wants to watch sweaty men slap their meat together when you could watch hot ladies? Or whatever. Wrestling is weird. Sexy wrestling for lesbians? Total nonstop action again? Okay. I figured. I was half joking there. Sexy wrestling for lesbians. Why don't you look up Rhea Ripley real quick? Am I thinking of the right person? Wait, let me double check that. Rhea Ripley. Yeah, go look up gift sets of Rhea Ripley on Tumblr real quick. That's the sexy wrestling for lesbians. Rationale is that it had a lot of significance to fans versus Impact, also easier to say. Yeah. You need a whole show for lesbians. I agree. There are, there are some leagues, or some promotions like that. But unfortunately, they're mostly, well, they're entirely indies, so you don't really see them on TV or anything. Honestly, I think if you know who Jim Sterling is, James Stephanie Sterling, they recently started up their own wrestling promotion in England. That's all. I don't think it's all women necessarily, but it is all queer folks, which is pretty cool, I think. There's a lot of wrestlers in the LGBT community, yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of promotions that cover that stuff specifically. I just don't know them offhand. And indies are good. Like, I feel like some people think that indie wrestling sucks, but indies are really good. I really like indies. And then it's really cool when you like someone in the indies, and then, like, a couple years later, you're hearing about them on national television, winning championships and shit. So it's kind of fun to watch the indies for that too, because sometimes someone that you really like will just ascend the ranks up into the big national promotions, like Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland did that. Like, I think, like, Johnny Gargano, if I remember right, was pretty big, in like, Midwest indie promotions, I want to say. Hope he wins in a few weeks. Yeah, he's on the next pay-per-view, right? With, I forget who he's wrestling. Yeah, I forget who the match is against, but yeah, he's got a big pay-per-view spot soon, doesn't he? Oh, Samoa Joe and oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Please. Please let my boy beat Samoa Joe. um God damn. Like, I love Samoa Joe, don't get me wrong. Swerve deserves that title. Oh, that's gonna be a good match, I bet. I'm going to need to legitimately acquire that match so I can watch it. If only we had someone to calculate his chances of winning. You're so right. Where is Scott Steiner when you need him? Comedy is so fucking easy. Jokes are the simplest thing in the world. Senior Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. Or I guess they spell disaster for you at, like, I don't even know what this pay-per-view's called. Is it Wrestle Dream? No, Wrestle Dream is later in the year, I think. That's the one in Seattle. If Swerve Strickland was wrestling Samoa Joe in Seattle, I would fucking be there. I don't care how much finagling my money situation it takes, I would fucking be there to see that match. Dynasty, okay. They just announced the entire pay-per-view scheduled till December. Oh yeah. That's how I heard that Wrestle Dream is going to be in Seattle again. Well, it's going to be in Tacoma, but the Tacoma Dome is just a big stadium that's not very far from Seattle. It's just a ways south of where I live. I'm closer to Seattle than I am to Tacoma, but the Dome is kind of right in the middle. If I remember correctly, WWE also put on just a really bad show at the Tacoma Dome one time. So that's fun. You'll have to narrow that down. Did they do more than one really bad show in Tacoma? I thought they went to the Tacoma Dome one time, got booed so hard that they never came back. I think my partner was at that show. I would have to get my partner to confirm that, but she is not here right now. She is at work. Which is part of the reason that the long haul is such a late show. Is that I can hang out with my wife during the day. Stomping Grounds. Yeah, that's the one. If I remember correctly, at least. That's the one that I'm thinking of. Further along the cubicles. The lore here is that this guy is trying to turn this bathroom into a nightclub, for the record. This will be private dance floors, each one featuring the latest hits from a different continent. Mish proposed the link cable change to Tuesdays, and that's girlfriend time. Yeah, I getcha. Sundays and Mondays are the main girlfriend time for me for the one who I live with. I have other partners that I talk to pretty much all the time because we share similar hours, so we are basically talking at all times. And also my boyfriend, who is Australian, so he keeps like a fucking 9 to 5 schedule if I remember right, but you know, he's Australian, so I don't even gotta worry about it. He's up at the same time as me. He gets home from work at like midnight my time. Lock this card for memory. Also, Vince was trying to make Seth and Becky a thing on TV. Ooh. Yuck. Icky. I mean, the less we say about Vince McMahon, the better, honestly. I finally feel okay about the idea of watching WWE again. Like, I might get, if I can afford it, I might get a Peacock subscription. If not, just to watch, what's it called? WrestleMania from this year, because it sounds like a really good WrestleMania. It's funny how you oust a guy who famously just like fucking ruins everything he touches, and suddenly your product is good. I wonder how that works out. He did not know how to write or book shows in modern day. Yep. And I mean, this is a problem that wrestling in general has always had, but he also is just a really big fan of the old guard who will, you know, put asses in seats, those guys. So like, it's always, let's bring back this random guy and he's gonna beat our cool, promising new guy and make him look like a complete weakling because this guy is a guy that we like from the past, so he has to lose, or he has to win. And I'm glad it seems like Rock isn't doing that right now, because that's what it seemed like he was trying to do with the announcement of the Rock versus Reigns match at WrestleMania. Apparently missing something on this wall. Not seeing it. Huh. I don't know what I'm missing here. Like I'm hitting the button that makes the dirt light up and there's nothing. Thought Rock Reigns was a good idea and everyone was like, what about Cody? Yeah, what the fuck about Cody? And then, am I remembering wrong that they tried to get Cody to fight Rock instead of Reigns? and then people got so mad about it that they retracted it on the next Raw or whatever. That they said, oh, actually, what we meant by that is he hadn't actually decided for reals yet. He's deciding on the spot right now at this show. They have a doc on Peacock that came out yesterday about the whole build-up. Huh. That's cool. What the fuck is on this fucking wall? Like, what am I missing? Didn't fully know what to do, then they decided to tag match on night 1 to determine the rules of Cody versus Reigns. Okay. That's not so bad. I mean, I'm glad that that WWE seems to be doing good. I didn't mean to turn this into Wrestle Chat. I don't normally talk this much about wrestling. I really like wrestling. I don't know, man. No, it definitely worked. Okay. And nothing to be sorry about. The long haul, this show, it's chill time. We just hang out. On the long haul, we are simply just chilling and having a nice time chatting about things. So nothing to be sorry about. You are participating in this show properly. That being said, yeah, I've done a lot of writing for my RPG stuff. For those not in the know, all of the RPGs that I play right now, we do completely over text. So, like, in off-session times, we do a lot of, like, character development scenes and stuff like that. Because we're a bunch of writers, and we constantly want to be writing stuff. Like, that's the reason we do it this way. And God, have I been having an interesting time with this Wheel of Time game that we're doing. Which, like I said, it's hard to share context, and especially the particular things that are going on in the Wheel of Time game right now are related to the Shanshin. If you know anything about the Wheel of Time, you know what that means. It gets rough. So, it is... I don't know, I can't really talk too much about it just because of how sad it is. I don't want to make the show sad. But, I don't know, one of my characters for that game, where I'm playing 2 characters in that game, stood up to a slaver and, like, was terrified of her for a little while because she's awful and scary. And then realized halfway through the conversation, oh, this person isn't awful and scary. She's actually pathetic. And then she told that to her face, and it was very fun, very cool scene, I think. So I did that today. That's what I did today. And now that character has decided that the thing that she really wants to do with the rest of her life once she becomes an Aes Sedai is help people who are being kept as servants and slaves and stuff against their will. Which is a fucking fraught thing to be doing in the Wheel of Time world, because the Shanshin are fucked up as hell. Honestly, genuinely, I wish I could recommend the Wheel of Time books to people. I haven't actually read all of them. I've read a bit. But the problem with Wheel of Time um, is that for the time, a lot of things about it were pretty progressive. But the Wheel of Time has some really strange gender politics, unfortunately. Like in the Wheel of Time world, the magic system, it's called Sidin and Sidar. It's called the One Power. Sidin, trying to remember which is which now. Oh God. Sidine, I think is how it's pronounced. Also, uh, Sidar, I believe, if I'm remembering right, is the side of the One Power that only women can touch. If you are a woman and you have the power to touch the One Power, which not everyone does, then you are channeling with Sidar. And if you're a man, you're channeling with Sidine. But the problem with Sidine is that Sidine got corrupted a long time ago in the lore, in the backstory. I'm not going to get too much into this. It's complicated. But it got corrupted, so men who channel will eventually be driven to madness by channeling. And most people who are capable of channeling, once they learn how to do it, can't really stop doing it because it's like a... It's not that it's like an attracting power or whatever. Like it's not the One Ring or whatever, but it's very that sort of thing where it's like once you've done this, like this source of power that you can access is so like joyous or whatever to access that you might start doing it even by accident sometimes. So men who can channel eventually go crazy. And the whole idea, like the thing that Robert Jordan was trying to do with the Wheel of Time, from what I understand, was he wanted to make a fantasy world where women were more or less the ones in charge, even if the kings and whatever, like even if the people who run the cities and are like the leadership of the world or whatever are men, the women are the ones that hold all of the most powerful power. And it was kind of, like all fantasy. I would argue that basically all fantasy is in a conversation with Lord of the Rings. I think that's a fair thing to say. I'm still mad about this wall. If I can't finish this wall, I can't finish the level. I don't know what to do about it. Sorry, I got distracted. Like that was from what I understand, the whole idea was like this is a world where the women hold the power that is actually like what makes someone a dangerous force in the world, whether or not men are kings and whatever. And that's an interesting idea, I think, especially when you're in conversation with Lord of the Rings specifically. Basically, any fantasy that came out with Lord of the Rings, I would say, is in a conversation with the Lord of the Rings. I already said that part. But yeah, so like the gender politics of it are weird and kind of bad. And I haven't read the entirety of the Wheel of Time. But the way that Tia describes it, Tia, my partner who I live with, she basically describes it as a longtime fan as Robert Jordan knows how to write a good character and can write a character really well, right up until he remembers that character is a woman, at which point he stops being able to write that character well. So it's, it's not ideal, but it's a really cool universe. The whole thing is like everything is a cycle, and every time period in the Wheel of Time has technically happened before. And one of the time periods in the Wheel of Time is the world that we live in. That's the First Age. So the we are in the future and also the past of the Wheel of Time world, and I always find that kind of thing fascinating to look at. Um, I love, like, one of those things that I love in fiction is a world that at some point got destroyed but has been rebuilt, and now we are sort of in a world that is a new world, but still lies on top of the ruins and the culture and all that stuff of the previous world, kind of thing. And there aren't a lot of good examples of that I can give in fiction. Like, I don't know of many. But like Wheel of Time, I think, does sort of an interesting couple of things with it. Wheel of Time also has a TV show, by the way, which the politics of are a lot better. It's currently coming out. I think the third season comes out very soon. But the politics of that are a lot better than the books, for the record. So if you want, if any of this is interesting you, then go ahead and watch the Wheel of Time show. It's pretty good, I think. Anywho, I'm rambling. What are y'all up to? I've just been talking so much. Adventure Time, Splatoon, Breath of the Wild. Those are 3 fucking great examples. Yes, absolutely. I couldn't think of any of the 3 of those offhand. Those are all very good examples of what I'm talking about. And I love that. I love that in a fantasy thing. So like the Wheel of Time setting is really interesting to me in that particular way. From that particular angle of fiction. I don't know, man. I just really like fantasy. You know what I mean? I just really like fantasy, honestly. The way that I refer to that is post-apocalyptic. That's not really a good way to refer to it, but I don't know how else to say what I mean by it. So it's like, I don't know. I like a world that was built on top of the bones of an older world, and they're still influenced in a lot of ways by it, but the society, the urinals, now I'm thinking, will each contain a different soft drink, allowing the patrons to rehydrate after hitting the cubicles. Okay, sir. Whatever, dude. Having that, like, that influence from the past, and like, you know, oh, we don't really understand this culture or whatever, like, but like, here's what we know about it, and oh, we go into these ruins, and these ruins are actually like, here is like a modern ass city. This is like the bones of New York City that you're in, kind of thing. I don't know. I think that stuff's really cool and interesting. Ow. I just hit my hand on the microphone and hurt my hand, and the microphone flew away from my face in the process. You're getting your ass beat in Luca Born of a Dream. I know that name, but I don't actually know what that game is. I'm sorry you're getting your ass beat, though. That's not ideal. So, is this just another exit tunnel? Okay. So we're just kind of doing the same room again in reverse. Oh, I forgot to say the I forgot to say like the most important thing that I was getting into the like what the deal with the Wheel of Time is for. Um the thing that we decided to do with this that my partner decided, she's the one GMing this game. Um the thing that we decided to do with this, which was kind of like the straight idea for the entire campaign as a whole, is what if the chosen one guy from the Wheel of Time, what if he was non-binary instead of a man? So that's what we're doing with it, and that's my character. One of my two characters is that character, and the other one is that character's sister. So this person is destined to save the world, and also they do not neatly fit into the magic system of the world that they're supposed to be very powerful in at all. And they can touch both sides of the one power. The one that drives you mad and the one that doesn't drive you mad. But also the one that drives you mad and the one that doesn't drive you mad are good for different things. So they're going to need to be able to use both. Which I think is a very interesting idea for something with weird gender politics the way that Wheel of Time has. Arcade game in the game where it removes the stamina and mana bars from the combat system, but you only get 4 hit points. Huh. Interesting. That sounds kind of fun. I'm sorry it's kicking your ass. Actually, honestly, in that kind of like challenge mode type of thing, I usually really enjoy getting my ass handed to me for a while until I get really good at it and then I can win it. I think that's fun. That is an experience I enjoy in a video game. Thought it would be easier without stamina management. Oof. Okay, that is all clean, looks like. I'm also the only non-binary person in this gaming group, so I'm the only one who makes non-binary characters. Like, ever. So. So of course my character ended up being the chosen one person. I mean, they're all of the main characters are of Wheel of Time, of both our game and also of Wheel of Time in general, are technically a type of chosen one. Just there's one of them is like a double chosen one. Like, if you've ever heard the Tumblr meme where it's people talking about being the narrative's favorite, and how being the narrative's favorite isn't actually a good thing, that's actually more or less what the Wheel of Time is about. Like, there is a thing in universe called being a Ta'veren, where, quote unquote, the pattern will have, or the pattern has plans for you and will put you where it needs you to be to achieve those plans, and you can resist it, but you'll eventually get to the place that the pattern wants you. And the thing about that is that the way that that is used in universe is basically an excuse for a character being a protagonist, which I think rules. Like one of those things where, like, oh, why did one guy showing up with this small troop of soldiers turn this whole army over? Because they're Taveran. They're the narrative's favorite, and the narrative wanted them to win, obviously. I think that's an interesting concept to play with, like sort of the metafiction of it. Also, I don't know. I think the Wheel of Time is interesting. I don't know why I'm so on the Wheel of Time right now. I'm on the Wheel of Time more than I was on wrestling, and I was pretty on wrestling for a second there. Done with Luca for tonight? Fair enough. Might be done with being awake for tonight? That's fair. It is late of the clock. I mean, not for me because I stay up until like minimum 6 a.m. every day, but it's late for normal people. I shouldn't say normal people. It's late for people with normative sleep schedules. Still trying to determine if the monitor is evil. How? Wait. Why is it evil? Why would it be evil? Like the concept of having a second monitor is evil, or the monitor itself, the specific monitor, is evil? Okay. Didn't get the light switch all the way. There we go. Oh. Completely missed this wall, too. Some sort of backlight strobing thing that's imperceptible, but you're sensitive to. Bad enough you couldn't use this monitor as your main one, you had to buy another. Ooh. Honestly... This is me speaking as like a frequent migraine sufferer, like someone with chronic migraines, but like I wouldn't fucking risk it when it comes to light sensitivity type stuff. I think that risking it when it comes to light sensitivity stuff will simply give you migraines, and migraines are bad. Migraines are the enemy. So useful for OBS and for watching things not on your phone. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Like, having a second monitor is a good thing. I wouldn't risk it with that specific monitor. I used to have 3 monitors. I miss having 3 monitors, actually. There are frequently times when I want to have a full screen browser window or a game, and also have a video playing, and also have my chats open somewhere I can see them at all times. Having 3 monitors was great. I just don't have the space for it. Still had income, you might have bought another. Yeah. Fair enough. Sorry. Well, I hope it works out for you and that it doesn't hurt you terribly. Like, I hope using it as a secondary instead of a primary is enough to make it not hurt you. Set it to 60 hertz instead of 165, and that helps. That's good. I've never had a monitor with more than 75 hertz refresh rate. I would love to, but the thing is that high refresh rate monitors are expensive, and even when I had income, I was very poor. And now my only income is begging people for money online so I can pay my credit card bills, so that I don't get my entire life ruined by my inability to work. Yippee! Wahoo! Yay! If random strangers on the internet don't give you $250 a month, my life will be ruined forever. Yippee! I'm mostly joking. I mean, I'm not joking about the situation. I'm mostly joking about the direness of it. It's not life ruined forever. It's more just things will get sent to collections and it'll make my life a lot more difficult. And I'm fucking disabled. I shouldn't have to live like this. That's more the whole thing that I'm getting here. Did I get everything inside of here? I think I did. Say it's coming up right nice, huh? This computer is a laptop I saved for because it had a 144 hertz screen. Ooh, on a laptop? Fancy. Since then, you need all your screens to be 120 plus. Talking past that point, but you have nothing to say. Yeah. Sorry, I'm being silly, and it's probably one of those things where I'm being silly in such a way that I think is funny because it's my situation. But when other people hear me trying to be silly about it, it just sounds kind of horrific. That's probably what's happening right now, if I had to guess. United States government implement a UBI challenge. Joe Biden executive order a UBI. Yeah, UBI is the term. Okay, I had to think of that for a second. Epic challenge. Joe Biden. I challenge you. You'll be real hip to the kids if you do it. And say you're horrified, shocked, just in them to say, yeah. Joe Biden implement UTI. Joe Biden UTI now. If everyone chants with you, will that like power up the spell? The spell that we're casting on Joe Biden? Like Charge Reflex cast. Yeah. It's interesting how at one point the phrase likes blogs, likes charge reblogs cast was like a thing that I saw just a lot of. Thank you for pinning that, Arby. Truly, it deserves it. I was sort of exploring my spirituality for a while, and I got into neo-paganism, so like I was just seeing a lot of that stuff just made completely in earnest, which is a little weird. to think about. Like, it's not. I don't think it's weird that people practice their spirituality in that way. I just think it's weird that it's something that I used to run into a lot of, because it's mostly just treated as a joke now. Spell of urinary tract infection, $35 on Etsy. Yeah. These are at such an awkward angle. Like, usually this game sort of plans better for the angle of things like that, so that they don't require, like, jumping around weird ways to clean them. Damn integrity, Udessel magic spells on Etsy. Yeah. I could see a younger me doing that. I could see me 10 years ago doing that, but not me now. I could see me 10 years ago doing that earnestly and also doing that in a scammy way. Like, I'm not going to say that I would have, like, felt good about scamming people or anything. But, like, I could see myself trying it for a little while and then feeling bad about it after the first couple months and never doing it again. Endlessly entertaining to browse testosterone enhancing spells. That it's funny that that's a broad enough category that you could browse it. I guess I should have expected that, but like I never would have guessed it. I guess in my head I mostly associate like that specific brand of neo-paganism with white people. Or not, excuse me, not white people, white women specifically. So it's just like not something that I even would think to associate with that movement. Testosterone weakening spells. $50 for small your dick. Fair enough, I guess. I thought you weren't allowed to sell hexes on Etsy. I thought that people got in trouble over that. Also, this shit right here is exactly why you're not allowed to sell, this shit we are currently describing is exactly the reason that you're not allowed to sell, intangible objects on eBay. Because I think people were, like, trying to sell, like, Britney Spears' soul and shit like that. On eBay. So they had to, like, crack down on their rules and make it so that not only can you not sell human body parts, but that souls specifically do count as a human body part and are also not tangible, so cannot be sold. Finding one of those and telling Alex you should buy a small your dick hex for yourself. Shrink that dink small pickle spell. The phrasing here. Oh no. That pickle will be vulnerable to this powerful spell. This is possible and irreversible. Oh no. I can't read this right now because I'm on fucking stream. It's all in KG language, but I feel weird about it. Um, oh. I guess I'm out of metal cleaner for getting rid of this rust. Well, let's try this. It's 66.66, but on sale for 40. Exclusively 5-star reviews. Good lord. I'm imagining like that when you buy it, you have to specify like the reasoning and who it's for and stuff. So like, I don't know, what do you like buy it for yourself and just like when they ask they ask the name, you give your name. When they ask the reason, you're just like, don't worry about it. One of the reviews is from a guy who bought it for himself. And it's 5 stars. It's all 5 stars. Wild. Provide details including name and birth date. Huh. Okay. Okay, I think that's most everything in there. Let's clear out the tunnel. Twitch auto mod kills me instantly. Yeah. You're pushing it, but have to include this quote. Oh god. If it keeps going, I will need to start sitting. Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh goodness me. 2 days ago? Oh no! Oh no! April 10th? We gotta check in later. Next time on the log haul, the saga of what do they call it? Shrink-a-dink. This is what my new fictional my new fiction cable 2 show should be about. This is truly the transcendent subject that I need to base a work of fiction on. Thank you for this, Quinn. Thank you for bringing this perfectly appropriate subject to my funny Cable 2 show. This is really the content that everyone wants from the long haul, right? It's me rambling about wrestling, me rambling about my own projects that, like, no one gets to see, and talking about the spell of small your dick. That's what the long haul's all about, probably. Full physical and spiritual transformations to become a fairy or werewolf. Huh. Now, what happens if you buy both for yourself at once? That's what I want to know. The most powerful MTF transition spell, Feminine Divine Energy, is on sale for $19.80. Wow. Dang, that's a steal. That's way cheaper than even my first hormone prescription. I don't know what I'm missing. It's not giving me the list. I'm gonna check the taps over here because I didn't know they were separate objects. There's one. Pardon me, Mr. Gnome. Okay, there's those. The basins themselves are fine. Floor's good. The hand dryers are good. This pipe here. There's one. The cistern's good. That pipe wasn't good. Oh, this whole ceiling isn't. I see stuff. Okay. Like, there must be a lot of objects because it hasn't given me a list of the last few objects to do, but I'm at 99%. This wall. That light. I'm gonna get Cable 2 money for this. 5-star review. Lady Aphrodite is always with me in my dreams now, like a mother and a confidant. Good lord. This really is something. Now, I know that this wall over here says it's not done. Like, maybe if I just sort of, like, blast it with a 40. No? What about multi-purpose cleaner? What the fuck? Oh, I didn't put cleaner in it. What? There's nothing that's clean. I don't know what you want from me, video game. It's clean. Okay, so this pipe, or this thing that the lights run through at least. There we go. Cubicle walls ×2, light switches, urinal toppers. That's a light switch, that's a light switch. This one. Okay. Silver $75, transform into your own unique persona. Oh shit. I need that one. Wait, no, I need that one. Quinn, can you buy that for me? Can you pick that one up for me real quick? Like, I see the dirt, but it's like the walls are clipping into each other. So it's like the same problem that that other one has. It's just like I can't access the dirt for some reason. Try to get it along the seams here, I guess. Hey, that one worked. Okay, let's try it on the other. Hey, okay, that did work. Cool. And then one of the top things here. That one. Hey, we did it. I don't think I'm going to rewatch this one because I just think that the bathroom situation is kind of gross. I can't believe this is the same place that I bought. You're a miracle worker is what you are. Now I'm thinking, do I really want a bunch of sweaty Gen Zs griming up the place, or do I want to open it as a luxury washroom where you can spend a penny in peace, albeit at a higher price? Now that does appeal. Okay, man. Whatever. We're now an hour and a half into this, and the next things appear to be pretty big. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. It said that we unlocked a new bonus. I guess the satellite dish, paintball area. I don't know. And it looks like these are in order of when they're unlocked, so it must be the satellite dish. I didn't realize that there were all of these. Yeah, I'm also gonna go, I think. Ugh. It's been kind of a quiet one today. Just a lot of wandering around a bathroom and talking about the Wheel of Time for some reason, and wrestling. I hope that this was a fun one. Tomorrow, a bunch of my groceries so I can transform into your unique persona. Hell yeah. Perfect. You love to see it. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go. It's been a weird one today. I'm very tired. Like I feel like I'm more profoundly tired than I normally am when I say I'm really tired. Like there's a profundity to my exhaustion this time. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna go. I'll catch y'all later. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should have more to say. I guess not, so I'll just do the outro. Friends, enemies, past romantic partners, and future nemesis, thanks for watching The Long Haul. It's a celebration of simulation. Um, that's it. It's a. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, bye.